Namaste. Atha Panchadashotyayah Purushottama Yogaha Shri Bhagavanuvacha Ultiva Mulatam Mataho Shakamashivatatam Ultiva Mula Mataho Shaka Ultiva Mula Mataho Shakamashivatatam Brahurabhyayamu 차는 담시 야스야 발너니 야스담 베다사 베다비트 아타시 졸트밤 브라스리타 스타시야 샤카 구너브라브리드타 비셔야 브라발라흐 아타시자 무라니아누사는 따따니 갈마누 바느티니 마누시어로케 나 루파마시에하 타토팔라피아테 나는 또나 짤디나 짜 사문브라테시터 사문브라테시터 아시바트타메남 수비루 더무람 아상은가 샤스트레너 드리투에나 치트바 따타흐 바담 따트파리마 기타비암 야스미는 가타 나 니발타는티 부야흐 타메바 짜디암 부루샴 브라파디에 야타흐 브라브리트티흐 브라스리타 부라누이 닐마나 모하 지타 상응가 도쇼 아티야 드마니티야 비니브리트 탐까 비니브리트 타카마허 드반드바이 비무크타허 수카두허카 삼지냐에 가크찬 수카두허카 삼지냐에 가크찬 차는 띠야무터 수카두허카 삼지냐에 가크찬 띠야 수카두허카 삼지냐에 가크찬 차는 띠야 수카두허카 삼지냐에 가크차는 띠야무터 바다마비아얌 따트 나 따드파사야테 수리오 나 샤샹은꼬 나 바바카흐 야드 가트바 나 니발 따는데 따드타마 바라맘 마마이 밤쇼 지바로케 지바푸다흐 사나다나흐 마나흐 샤시터니 는드리야누이 브라크리티스타니 갈셔티 샤리람 야다바브노티 야그짱 야그짱 비우트그라마티 시바라흐 그리히드 바이타니 사미야티 바율가는 다니 바샤야트 슈로드람 자쿠슈흐 스팔샤남 짜 라사남 크라노메바 짜 아티슈토야 마나슈짜얌 비셔야 누파세바테 우드그라마는담 스티담 바비 분자남 바 구너느비담 미무터 나누파시아는디 지냐나 자쿠슈셔허 야타는 또 요기나 시짜이남 파시아는디야 드마니아 바스티담 야타는 또 비아크리타 드마노 나이남 파시아는디야 자타사허 야다디티아가탐 대조 자가드 파사얏 야테킬라무 자가드 파사얏테킬라무 야크찬드라마시 야크짱그나오 따뜻대조 비드티 마마까무 가마비시야 짜 부다니 다라야미야하 모자사 부시노미 자우셔티허 살바허 소모 부드바 라사드마카허 아함 바이시바나로 부드바 브라누이남 데하마 시리타흐 브라너파나사마 유쿠타흐 바짜미아는남 자툴비타무 살바시야 짜함 흐리디 사느니 비슈토 마트타흐 스프리틸지냐난 나마 보하난짜 스프리틸지냐남 아포하난짜 베다이시짜 살바이라 하메바 베디오 베다는 따크리드 베다 비데바 짜하무 드바 비마오 부르쇼 로케 구셔라 시짜 구셔라 에바 짜 구셔라흐 살바누이 부다니 구더스토 구셔라 우찌아테 우드타마흐 부르셔스트바니아흐 파라마트메티우다 흐리타흐 요 로카트라야마 비시야 비팔티아비아야 이시바라흐 야스마트 크셔라마티 또하마 크셔라 다피 쪼트타마흐 아토스미 로케 베데 짜 프라티타흐 부르쇼트타마흐 요 마메바 마사무 무토 자나티 부르쇼트타마무 사 살바비드 파자티 맘 살바파베나 파라타 이티 구히야타맘 Shatara midam mukutam mayanaka. Etad buddhtiva buddhatimanasya krita krityashacha parata. Tatsaditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambade Purushottama Yogo Nama Panchadasho Dhyayaha. Namaste. The Holy One said, they say that Ashivata, having its roots above and branches below, is eternal. Its leaves are the Chandas. He who knoweth it, knoweth the Vedas. Downwards and upwards are stretched its branches, which are enlarged by the qualities. Its sprouts are the objects of sense. Downwards its roots, leading to action, are extended to this world of men. Its form cannot here be thus known, nor end, nor beginning, nor support. Cutting, with the hard weapon of unconcern, this ashwata of roots firmly fixed, then should one seek for that place repairing, whither one returneth not again. I will seek the protection of that primeval sire from whom the ancient course of life hath flowed. Those that are free from pride and delusion, that have subdued the evil of attachment, that are steady in the contemplation of the relation of the Supreme to the individual self, from whom desire hath departed, freed from the pairs of opposites known by the names of pleasure and pain, repair undiluted to that eternal seat. The sun lighteth not that, nor the moon, nor fire. Whither going, none returneth, that is my supreme seat. An eternal portion of me it is which, becoming an individual soul in the world of life, draweth to itself the senses with the mind as a sixth, which all depend on nature. When the sovereign assumeth or createth a body, it departeth taking away these, like the wind, taking away perfumes from their seats. Presiding over the ear, the eye, touch, taste, and smell, and also over the mind, he enjoyeth all objects of sense. They that are deluded do not see when quitting or abiding in, when enjoying or joined to the qualities. They see that have the eye of knowledge. Devotees exerting behold him, dwelling in themselves. They that are senseless and whose minds are not restrained, behold him not, even while exerting. That splendor dwelling in the sun, which illumines the vast universe, that in the moon, and that in the fire, know that splendor to be of me. Entering into the earth, I behold creatures by my force, and becoming the juicy moon, I nourish all herbs. Myself becoming the vital heat, residing in the bodies of creatures that breathe, uniting with the upward and the downward life breaths, I digest the 4 kinds of food. I am seated in the hearts of all. From me are memory and knowledge and the loss of both. I am the object of knowledge to be known by all the Vedas. I am the author of the Vedantas, and I alone am the knower of the Vedas. There are these 2 entities in the world, viz. The perishable and the imperishable. The perishable is all creatures. The unchangeable one is called the imperishable. But there is another, the Supreme Being, called Paramatman, who, as the eternal Lord, pervading the 3 worlds, sustaineth. Since I transcend the perishable, and am higher than even the imperishable, for this I am celebrated in the world, and in the Veda as Purushottama, the highest being. He who, without being deluded, knoweth me as this highest being, he, knowing all, Aparata, worshippeth me in every way. Thus, O sinless one, hath this knowledge, forming the greatest of my mysteries, hath been declared by me. Knowing this, O Parata, one will become gifted with intelligence, and will have done all he need do. Namaste. Asuma idu pra taba tabase duraya brayo na haimi sitomam mahinaya. Let me just double check if I'm still online. Yeah, cool. 러찌셔 마야 트리가바 오하미는 드라야 브라하마누이 라타타마 아스마 이두 브라야 이바 브라 얌시 파라미양은 구셴 마테 수브리 끝이 이는드라야 흐리다 마나사 마니슈 브라트나야 파티에 디오 말자야는따 아스마 이두 디아무빠맘 스발셴 파라미양은 구셔마 시에나 맘히실터 마크초 초크티 필마티남 맘히실터 마크초 맘히실터 마크 초크티 맘히실터 마크 초크티 필마 맘히실터 마크 초크티 필마티남 수브리 끝이 피허 수림 마브리타티아이 아스마 이두 수토맘 삼 히노미 라탐 나 다시도에바 따뜻시나야 기라시자 길바하세 수브리 끝이 는드라야 비시바미는 밤 메티라야 아스마 이두 사브티미바 시라바시에는 드라야 알감 주후바 사만제 비람 다나오카삼 마는다티아이 뿌람 굴 다시라바삼 달마너무 아스마 이두 드바실떠 다쿠셔드 바즈람 스바파스타맘 스바리암 라노야 브리트라시아 지드비다 디에나 말마 두자는 니 샤나스 두자는 니 샤나스 두자타 기요타흐 아시에두 마투흐 사바네슈 사디오 마하흐 비툼 빠삐반 잘 바는나 무셔야드 비슈누허 바짜땀 사히야는 비티야드 바라 사히야는 비티야드 바라함 디로 아들이 마스타 아스마 이두 그나스 찌드데바 바트니 리는 드리야 이는 드라야 알까 마히하티야 그나 실지드 대바 파트니 리는드나 양알 까마히 하띠야 우부허 바 파리 디아바 프리티비 자프라 울비 나시야 때 마히마남 파리 슈터허 아시에 대바 프라 리리제 마히트밤 디바스 프리티비아허 파리아는 따리쿠 셔트 스바라를 루이는드로 스바라를 루이는드로 다마 비시바구 울타허 스바리라마트로 바바쿠슈에 라노야 아시에데바 샤바사 슈쇼는 땀비 브리시짜드바 브리시짜드 바즈레너 브리트라미는드라허 가나 브라노 아바니라 문자다피 시라보 다바네 사체타허 아시에두 드베쇼사 라는다 시는 다바흐 바리 야드바즈레노 시마야크차트 이샤나 그리드 다슈슈에 다샤시아는 뚫비다에 다샤시아는 뚫비다에 가탐 뚫바누이허 가허 아스마 이두 브라 파라 두자노 브리트라야 바즈라미샤나허 기에타허 골나 빨바 비라다 디라시제슈어느나 날노 넘 시아밤 디라시제슈어느나 디라시제슈어는 날넘 디라시제시아는 날넘 시아밤 디라시제시아는 날 디라시제시아는 날넘 디라시제시아는 날넘 시아밤 디라시제시아는 날넘 시아밤 자라티아이 아시에두 브루히 볼비아누이 두라시아 깔마누이 나비아 우크타이허 유테 야디슈노나 아유타니아느리 카야마노 니리노티 샤투루느 아시에두 비야 기라야시자 드리를하 디아바자 부마 자누셔스 두제테 우포 베나시아 조구바나 오누임 사디오 부바드 비리아야 노타흐 아스마 이두 디아다누 다이예슈메코 야드반 밥은 야드바브네 부레리샤나흐 브라이타샴 수리에 바스브리타남 사오바시비에 수키시 수비시 수시비마 바디는드라 수시비마 바디는드라흐 에바 때 하리요자나 수브리끄티는드라 브라하마누이 고타마소 아크라느 아이슈 비시바페 샤삼 티얌 타흐 브라달마크슈 티야바술 자갓미앗 나마스테. Even to him, swift, strong, and high exalted, I bring my song of praise as daily viands. My thought to him resistless, praise deserving prayers offer most especially to Indra. Praise like oblation I present and utter aloud my song, my fair hymn to the victor. For Indra, who is Lord of old, the singers have decked their lauds with heart and mind and spirit. To him then with my lips, mine adoration, winning heaven's light, most excellent, I offer. To magnify with songs of invocation, with fair hymns, the Lord, my most bounteous giver. Even for him I frame a laud, as fashions the right a chariot for the man who needs it. Praises to him who gladly hears our praises, a hymn well formed, all moving to wise Indra. So with my tongue I deck, to please that Indra, my hymn, as twere a horse, through love of glory. To reverence the hero, bounteous giver, famed far and wide, destroyer of the castles. Even for him hath the Bashtur forged the thunder, most aptly wrote, celestial for the battle, wherewith he reached the vital parts of Vritra. Most aptly wrote, striking the vast, the mighty, with the striker. As soon as at libations of his mother, great Vishnu had drunk up the draught, he plundered the dainty cates, the cooked mess, but one stronger transfixed the wild boar shooting through the mountain. To him, to Indra, when he slew the dragon, the dames too, consorts of the gods, wove praises. The mighty heaven and earth hath he encompassed. Thy greatness, heaven and earth combined exceed not. Yea, of a truth, his magnitude surpasseth the magnitude of earth, mid-air, and heaven. Indra, approved by all men, self-resplendent, waxed in his home, loud-voiced and strong for battle. Through his own strength, Indra with bolt of thunder cut piecemeal Vritra, dryer up of waters. He let the floods go free, like cows imprisoned, for glory with a heart inclined to bounty. The rivers played through his impetuous splendor, since with his bolt he compassed them on all sides. Using his might and favoring him who worshipped, he made a ford victorious for Durviti. Vast with thine ample power, with eager movement, against this Vritra cast thy bolt of thunder. Rend thou his joints as of an ox dissevered, with bolt oblique, that floods of rain may flow. Sing with new lauds his exploits, wrote aforetime the deeds of him, ye, him who moveth swiftly. When hurling forth his weapons in the battle, he with impetuous wrath lays low the foeman. When he comes forth, the firm set mountains, and the whole heaven and earth tremble for terror. May Notas, ever praising the protection of that dear friend, gain quickly strength heroic. Now unto him of these things hath been given what he who rules alone over much electeth. Indra hath helped Etasha, Somaprasar, contending in the race of steeds with Surya. Thus to thee, Indra, yoker of bay coursers, the Gotamas have brought their prayers to please thee. Bestow upon them thought decked with all beauty. May he, enriched with prayer, come soon and early. I was asked to vape nicotine off screen, so it seems to be better for watchers. That's what I'm doing. Excuse me. Namaste. Gramaniatvam parinomaniatve hetuho. Ekasya taimino eka eva parinoma iti prasakute. There's number 1. Prasakuteho, and it goes to gra, which means, okay, start from there. Gramaniatvam parinomaniatve hetul pavati iti Tadiata julna muritu pinunda muridu kato muritu vaka muritu kapala muritu kano murititi. This could take a while. Julna muritu pinunda muridu julna muritu pinunda muridu kato muritu kapala muritu kano murititi. Gramaho. The thing with Sanskrit is you don't want to read it more than once, especially mantras are different. You could say it over and over and over, but studying like long words or Sanskrit will get you later. Like you'll pronounce simple words wrong because you focused on another word. It just works like that. And that's why I'm gonna study this over and over and over and over until I heal. That's a long story. Yo yasya taimasya samananan taro taimaho sa tasya gramaho binundaho pratyavate kato upajayata iti taimaparinoma gramaho. Lakushono parino makramo kartosiana gata pava debai tamana pavaho. Debai tamana pavaho. Kartosiana gata pava debai tamana pi. Kartosiana gata pava de. Kartosiana gata pava debai tamana pavaho. Gramaho. Wait, actually, there's number 2. Pavakrama, Pavakramaho. So the second version connects. Pavakramaho connects it. So that's what I'll do. Kartosiana gata pava de baltamana pavakramaho. Gramaho. Tata binundasya baltamana pava datita pavaho. Number 3. Pavakra. Pavakrama. So it also connects. Baltamana pava datita pavakramaho. Gramaho. Nati tasya sati gramaho. Kasmat pulva paratayam satyam samananantaratvam sa tu. I'm pretty sure this is tu. I have to double check. The printing is not the best. Yeah, do. Okay. Na satyati tasya. Do. Did I say do? Do. Na satyati tasya. Tasmad deva yoreva. Lakushono yoho gramaho. I'm gonna just double check just to make sure. It actually breaks the one word into 2 on this version. Lakushono yoho gramaho. Tata vasata parino makramopi kartosya pinavasya puranante puranota dirishyate. Sa cha kushona paranupatina kushona paramapara kushona paranupatina gramena pibhyajyamana param vyakatima padyata iti. Taimala kushono pyam cha bishishutoyam bishishutoyam dritiyaho parinoma iti. Ta ete grama taimi pede sati pratilabhuta subarupaho. Taimi Pavatianya Taimasubarupa Pekushoyati Yada tu Paramal Tato Taiminuya Taiminui pedo pachara sutadu dubareno. Taiminui pedo pachara sutadu dubareno. Taiminui pedo pachara sutadu dubareno. Taiminui pedo pachara sutadu duba. Taiminui pedo pachara sutadu dubareno. Taiminui pedo pachara sutadu dubareno. And there's the alternative version, number 1. One says, Radu, Raduvare, Raduvare, Raduvare no. Raduvare no. Just double checking. And is there another version? No, that's that one. Taiminui pedo pachara duvare no. Okay, sorry. Taiminui pedo pachara duvare no. Sa eba piti yate. Taimasu yamekatu benaiva. Taimasu yamekatu benaiva. Gramahu pratyaba pasate. Jitatasya tuvaye taimahu. Paridrishito shicha. Paridrishito shicha. Paridrishito shicha. Paridrishito. Paridrishito shicha. Paridrishito shicha. Tatra pratyaya tumakahu. Paridrishito pasutuma tumaka. Aparidrishito te cha sapataiva. Pavana dianu. Pavana dianu manena. Prapita pasutuma sadhu pabahu. Nirota taima samskarahu. Parino mota vi jivanamu. Jashito shakatishacha jitatasya taima taishana valjitahu iti. The differentiation of succession is the cause for the differentiation of change. By the application of the theory that it is but a single change of the single characterized substance, the differentiation of succession becomes the cause for the differentiation of the change. This is as follows. The succession is the powdered earth, the lumped earth, the pot-shaped earth, and the pot-shirred earth. The characteristic, which is the immediate sequence of a characteristic, is the succession thereof. The lump disappears, the pot appears. This is the succession of the change of the characteristic. The succession of the change of symptoms is present manifestation of the pot out of the yet unmanifested state. This is the succession. Similarly, the past state of the lump out of the present state is the succession. There's no succession of the past. Why? Because the immediate sequentiality exists in relation to anteriority and posteriority, but there is no anteriority and posteriority in regard to the past. Therefore, only two symptoms have the succession. Similar is also the succession of the change of condition. The oldness of a new pot is seen very near to its newness. This also, following the sequence of the moments and being manifested by succession, gets its highest manifestation. Further, this third change is distinguished from the characteristic and the symptom. All these successions obtain their manifestations when there is a difference between the characteristic and the characterized substance. The characteristic also becomes the characterized substance with reference to the manifestation of another characteristic. When, however, in reality, the characterized substance has its application of identity, and it by itself is called a characteristic on the strength of that application, then this succession reappears only in unity. There are two kinds of characteristics of the mind, the visible and the invisible. There, the visible are those that are the cognitional ones, and the invisible are those that are of the nature of the substance itself. Further, they are only 7 in number, and by inference are proved to be existent in the substance itself. Restraint, peculiarity, habit, change, life force, activity, and power are the invisible characteristics of the mind. Henceforth, the subject... I think it ends here. Let me check. Yeah. So it includes the next sutra on this English version. The order of the sequence is a reason for the order of mutations. If it be possible that a single substance has only a single mutation, then the order of the sequence is the cause of the order of the mutation. One finds, for example, clay in the form of dust, clay in the form of a lump, clay in the form of a water jar, clay in the form of potsherds, clay in the form of small bits. It is in this sense that there is a sequence. Whenever one external aspect is immediately contiguous to another external aspect, it is sequenced with it. The lump of clay falls away and the water jar comes into existence. It is in such cases that a sequence in the mutation of external aspects occurs. There is a sequence in the mutation of time variations, by reason of there being a future of the water jar. There is a sequence present. Likewise, by reason of there being a present of the lump, there is a sequence. Past. There is no sequence for the past. Why is this? When there is a relation of antecedent and sequent, there is an immediate contiguity. But this relation does not occur in the case of the past. Consequently, there is a sequence for two time variations only. There is nonetheless a sequence in the mutations of intensity, as when the oldness of a brand new water jar becomes evident first on its rim, and then manifesting itself in a sequence which conforms to the succession of moments, which is a complete phenomenon. This is the third mutation, and it is other than the external aspect and the time variation. These same sequences become what they are, so long as the distinction between the substance and the external aspect holds. For the external aspect as such also can become the substance insofar as another external aspect is concerned. But since, strictly speaking, the same substance can be named external aspect by virtue of attributing to it an identity with the substance, therefore this sequence shines forth in consciousness as a unit only. The external aspects of the mind stuff are of two kinds, those that are perceived and those that are unperceived. Of these two, the perceived have as their essence presented ideas. Those that are unperceived have as their essence real things only. These latter are moreover just 7. By inference, the existence of them as real things only is brought within reach. Restriction and right living and subliminal impressions and mutations and vitality and movement and power are external aspects of mind stuff excluded from sight. Ato yogina upadita saivasa tanasya. Looks like a B, but it could be the printing is off. Just double check. Buddha. Let me triple check here. Yeah, okay. Buddha Sita Tapratipattaya Samya Masya Vishaya Upakushi Piate Parino Mataraya Samyama Dati Dana Gata Jinyanam Kaimalakushono Vasita Parino Meshu Samyama Dioginam Pavatiati Dana Gata Jinyanam Tarano Tiana Samatitraya Mekatra Tarano Tiana Samatitraya Mekatra Samyama Ukutaho Tena Parino Matrayam Sakusho Tukriyama Namati Tana Gata Jinyanam Teshu Sampadayati. That's a long word in the next sutra. Henceforward, the subject of the samyama is introduced for the attainment of the object wanted by the yogi who has achieved all the component parts. From the samyama over the threefold change comes the knowledge of the past and the future. From the samyama over the changes of the characteristic, symptom, and condition, the knowledge of the past and the future comes to the yogis. It has been said that the trio, concentration, meditation, and spiritual absorption together, is called samyama. Thereby the threefold change being observed brings about the knowledge of the past and the future in them. From here on, the field of operation for the constraint by the yogin who has acquired all the means for the attainment of the desired object is discussed. As a result of constraint upon the three mutations, the knowledge of the past and the future. Yogins acquire knowledge of the past and of the future as a result of constraint upon the mutations of external aspects and of time variations and of intensities. Fixed attention and contemplation and concentration, 3 in 1, has been called constraint. By this, the three mutations directly experienced produce knowledge of the past and of the future in these. Okay, this one is pretty long. Shabdal tapratyayana mitaretara tyasat sam karastat pravipaga samyamat saivaputaruta jinyanam. Pretty sure that's a ru. I need to make sure. Yeah, okay. Vipaga. Use a style that I'm not too sure of. Am I still online? Okay. So the audio was working, the camera stopped working. Doesn't matter that much, I guess. Okay. Shabudalta pratyayana mitaretara dhyasat sakara samkara sutta samkara sutta pravibhaga samyamatma salva bhutarutta jnanam Shabudalta pratyayana mitaretara dhyasat samkara Shabudalta pratyayana mitaretara dhyasat samkara suttat pravibhaga samya Shabudalta pratyayana mitaretara dhyasat Shabudalta pratyayana mitaretara dhyasat samkara suttat pravibhaga samyamat salva bhutarutta jnanam tatra Bhagavad Shiveval tabati Bhagavad Shiveval Bhagavad Shiveval ta Bhagavad Shiva Bhagavad Shiveval tabati Shurotram cha Tvani parinoma Matra Vishoyam. I'm just the printing is not the best there. So, yeah, okay. Noma Matra Vishoyam, Matra Vishoyam, Tvani parinoma matma, Tvani pari, Tvani parinoma Matra Vishoyam, Tvan, maybe I could do this. Yeah. Tvani parinoma matra vishoyam padam punalnada no samhara buddhatil nigra hiyamiti punalnada no samhara buddhatil nigra nil buddhati nilgra punalnada no samhara buddhati nilgra hiyamiti Vaino ekasamaya sampabhitvat paranira nugraha tmanasate ekasamaya sampabhit ekasamaya sampabhit ekasamaya sampabhitvat Parasaparanira nugraha tmasate Ekasamaya sampabhitvat parasapara niranugraha tmanasate Ekasamaya sampabhitvat parasapara niranugraha tmanasate. Okay. Ekasamaya sampabhitvat parasapara niranu Ekasamaya sampabhitvat parasapara niranugraha tmanasate Padamasam supurishyanupasatha pya bilputa satiro puta shachati. One more. Padama samsapurisya nupasatha piya vilputa tisuro Stiro Padama samsapurisya nupasatha piya Padama samsapurisya nupasatha piya vilputa stiro puta shachati okay. Padama samsapurisya nupasatha piya vilputa stiro puta shachati Pratyekama padasvarupa Ujjanate Vainoho Punarekaikaho Padatma Saiva Pitana Shakti Prachitaho Sahakari Vainonu. I hope this is not one word. Let me check over here. Yeah. Okay. Sahakari Vainona Darapratio Saiva Pitana Shakti Prachitahu Sahakari Vainona Darano Darapratio Git Vad Vaishivaru Piamiba Pananahu Sahakari Vainona Daraprati Yogit Vad Vaishivaru Piamiba Panahu Sahakari Vainona Daraprati Yogit Vad Vaishiva Sahakari Vainona Daraprati Yogit Vad Vaishivaru Piamiba Pananahu Bulvas Jotareno Tatsya Tarashacha Bulvas Jotareno Tarashacha Bulveno. I'm just gonna double check here just in case. Yeah, okay. Visheshwe Vasatha Pita Ityevam Bahavo Vainoho Gramanuroti Nolta Samketana Bakuchinana Gramanutinol Gramanurotinolta Samketana Bakuchinana Gramanurotinol타 삼겠다. Gramanurotinol타 삼겠대나 바그치는나 이야는따 에떼 살바 피타나 샤크티 파리 브리타 살바 피타나 샤크티 파리 브리타 가까라오가라 비살자니 야흐 가까라오까라 비살자니 가까라오까라 비살자니 야흐 사스나디 많은따 말탐 디오따 야는 띠. I just want to make sure that's on the end. 사스나. Yeah. 따데테쇼 말타 삼코테나 바그치는 나나 무파 삼흐리타 드바니 그라마넘 almost. Yeah, it's really long. Holy cow. I'm not gonna do that much today. Maybe one or two after this. 따데떼쇼 말타 삼겠대나 따데떼쇼 말타 삼겠대나 바그치는 나나 무파 삼흐리 따트바니 그라마넘 야 에코 부드티닐파 사스 따트 바람 빠담 부드티닐파 부드티닐파 사스 따트 빠담 부드티닐파 사스 따트 빠담 바자감 바지아시아 삼게티아테 따데감 바다메카 부드티비쇼야 and there's number 1. 야메카 다다메카 부드티비쇼 야메카. Ooh, it connects. So that's really hard. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. 바다메카 부드티비쇼 야메카 프라야트나 구시 브라마 파가 그라마마 발놈. 바다메카 부드티비쇼 야메카 프라야트나 구시프타 마파가마 그라마마 발놈. 바다메카 부드티비쇼 야메카 프라야트나 구시프타 마파가 다다메카 부드티비쇼 야메카 프라야트나 구시프타 마파가 마크라마마 발놈. 바다메카 부드티비쇼 야메카 프라야트나 구시프타 마파가 마크라마마 발놈. 바다메카 부드티비쇼 야메카 프라야트나 구시프타 마파가 마크라마마 발놈. 오케이. 에카프라야트나 구시프타 에카프라야트나 구시프타 마파가 마크라마마 발놈. 바우드타 만티아 발노 프라티아 야비아 바로 바스타 피탐 파라트라 파티피파 다이쇼야 발노이레바 피티야마나이흐. There's number 1. 구슈 마나이루 꾸짜리야 마노이흐 마노이루 꾸짜. 발노이레바 피티야마나이 발노이레바 피티야마노이루 루크짜리야마노이흐 발노이레바 피티야마나이 발노이레바 피티야마나이 루크짜리야마 마나이 루크짜 리야마노이흐 발노이레바 피티야마나이 루크짜리야마노이흐. 슈루야마노이 슈짬 슈로트리 피라나 디바그비아바하라바사나 누비드타야 로카부드티야 Siddhita Bhatta Samprati Bhattatiya Pratiyate. I'm not familiar with this style, so let me double check with this. This is like more modern and standard way of writing. It's easier to, okay. Tasya samketa buddhititaho praviphaga eta bata mebam jati yakonu samhara. Eta bata mebam jati eta bata meba eta bata mebam jati eta bata mebam jati yakonu samhara. Ekasya tasya. Number 2. Eta Etasya tasya vācaka iti samketasatu. This is really long. Sarupahu padapadalta yoritareta padapadalta sarupahu. Padapadalta yoritareta tya sarupahu. All right. Smritya tamako yoyam shabdaho soyamalto. I hope this is not a one word. Yeah, okay. Soyamalto yoyamaltaho soyam shabda iti evamitaretara tya sarupaho. Wait, did I pronounce it right? Padapadalta yoritaretareta padapadalta yoritaretara tya sarupaho. Padapadalta yoritaretara tya sarupaho. I think so. I'm just overdoing it. It's okay. Smritya tamako yoyam shabdaho soyamalto yoyamaltaho soyam shabda iti evamitaretara tya sarupaho samketo bhavati iti evamete shabdalta pratyaya itaretara tya sat samkilno. And there's number 1. Samkilno. Itaretara tya sat samkilno. And they add one word. Tadyata. And then it goes to this. Gauriti Shabdo, Gauriti Alto, Gauriti Jinyanamu. Ya Eshwam Bravipaga Jinyaho Sa Saivabit Saivapadeshu Jasati Bhagya Shakati Vrikusho Bhagya Shakati Vrikusho Itiukutasati iti kamyate na satatam padalto vya padalto Is that one word or two words? Triple check. Padalto Vyapicharati Tata na Yasatana Griyasati. Let me just double check here. Yeah, okay. Tata cha tata pachati tyukute tata pachati tyukute salvakaraka ma kushwepo salvakaraka ma kushwepo niyamai tonubadahu 갈뜨리트 까라노 깔마놈 자이트라 그니타누 두올라나미티 자이트라 그니타누 자이트라 그니타누 둘 자이트라 그니타누 둘라나미티 드리시덤 자 바기알테 바다라짜남 바다라짜남. There's number one. 바다바짜남 슈로트리야슈 찬운도 티 슈로트리야슈 찬운도 티때 지바티 브라노는 타라야티 지바티 브라노는 타라야티 따뜨라 바기에. Number two. 바다빠 와기에 바다빠 바다바달 타 비비아그티스 따따흐 바달 타 비비아그티스 따따흐 바달 타 비비아그티스 따따흐 바담 브라비파지야 비아가라 누이얌 그리야바자감 바 가라카바자감 바 아니야타 Pavatyashicho Bo Pavatyas Bojaya Pavatyas Pavatyashibod Pavatyashibod Pavatyashiboja Pavatyashiboja Paya. I'm just gonna double check this word. Yeah. Ityevamādishu nāmakhyātasārupyāda niljiņa nāmakhyātasām nāmakhyātasārupyāda niljiñātam katam Kriyāyām kārake vyakriyatati. Are we almost done? Yeah, almost there. Teshum shabdalta pratyayanam pravipagaha tadyatha shibetate prasada iti kriyaltaha shibataha prasada iti karakaltaha shabdaha. Kriya karakatma tadaltaha pratyayashicha kasmat 소야미티아피 삼바는 다 대가가라 에바 브라티아야흐 삼겠다 이티 야스투 시베톨타흐 사 샤브다 브라티아야 요라 라문바니 부타흐 샤브다 브라티아야 샤브다 브라티아야 요라 샤브다 브라티아야 요라람 샤브다 브라티아야 요라 라문바니 부타흐 사히 비라파스타 필비크리야마노 나 샤브다사하가또 나 부드티사하갔다흐 에밤 샤브다 에밤 브라티아요 네따레따라 사하갔다 이티아니아타 샤브도니아타 알토니아타 브라티아야 이티 비파가흐 에밤 따트브라비파가 사미야마토 디오기나흐 따트브라비파가 사미야마 디오기나흐 살바푸타루타 지냐남 삼파디아타 이티. The confusion of word, object, and idea ensues, because each resides with the other. From the samyama over their divisions comes the knowledge of the cry of all living beings. There, okay, I'm really loud, huh? The speech is effective in letters and in the sense of hearing as a sphere of the change of sound only. The word, again, is determined by the intellect and the end of the literal sound. The alphabets, owing to the impossibility of being expressed simultaneously, are possessed of the nature of not giving support to one another. They appear and disappear without touching the word and without bringing it, so they individually are not said to be the word. The letter again, being individually possessed of the nature of the word, and being supplied with the power of signifying all, appears as if it has got the reality of the universal form on account of being helpful to one and adverse to another. The former is placed with the latter, and the latter with the former in a special arrangement. Thus many letters are limited by the conventional meaning according to the order of their position. So many letters which are invested with the power of supplying name for all, such as Gao, Gao, G-A-U-U-H, denote the animal possessed of dewlap, etc. That which is the single intellectual representation of those that are limited by the conventional meaning and whose succession of the literal sounds are drawn in is the word, that is, the signifying word, becomes the convention of the signified. That single word is of the single intellectual sphere and is thrown away by a single effort. It is neither a part, not a succession, not a letter, but intellectual. It is brought in by the function of the idea derived from the last letter. It has the sphere for the purpose of establishing truth elsewhere. It, being named, uttered and heard by the help of letters alone, is ascertained by the hearers through the worldly intellect, which being intermixed with the beginningless habit of verbal discussion is understood to be accomplished as a single whole. Its convention is possessed of divisions from the intellect. So-and-so, being of such and such class, and having so-and-so ending, becomes the significant of such and such object. The convention, however, is of the nature of memory in the form of the mutual abode of word and object. That which is this word is this object. What is this object is this word. Thus the convention assumes the shape of their mutual abode. Similarly, the word, the object, and the idea are mixed up because each resides with the other. This is as follows. The cow is a word, the cow is an object, and the cow is an idea. He who is the knower of these divisions is all-knowing. Further, the power of a sentence exists in all words. When the word tree is mentioned, the verb is understood there. An existing thing can never go away from its being. Similarly, there can be no action without process. So when the term cooks is mentioned, the hint of all active causes is also mentioned for necessary things, viz., the subject, the instrument, and the object, that is, a person, fire, and rice. The composition of words is also seen for the meaning of a sentence. The Vedic student reads the hymns, lives, and maintains life. Here, there is a full expression of the words and their meaning in the sentence. Therefore, the word should be analyzed separately as signifying the predicate and signifying the subject. Otherwise, regarding the words pavati, ashiva, ajabaya, etc., on account of the similarity of their noun and verb forms, how can they, being unknown, be analyzed into predicate and subject? Here is the classification of these, the word, the object, and the idea. It is as follows. Shwetate prasa, the palace shines white. Here, shweta is used as a predicate. White palace. Here, shweta is used as a subject. The word is possessed of the nature of predicate and subject, that of object and idea. Why? On account of the correlation such as this is he. Here the notion of one appearance only is the convention. That, however, which is the white object is the support for both the word and the idea. In fact, it, being changed by its own conditions, neither goes along with the word nor with the intellect. Such is the word, such is the idea. They do not go with each other. The object is different, the word is different, and the idea is different. That is their division. Thus, by samyama over their division, the yogi attains the knowledge of the cry of all living beings. Word and intended object and presented idea are confused because they are erroneously identified with each other. By constraint upon the distinctions between them, the knowledge of the cries of all living beings. With regard to these, voice has its function, only the syllables. and the organ of hearing has as its object only that which has been mutated into a sound. But it is a mental process that grasps the word by seizing the letter sounds, each in turn, and binding them together. Sounds of syllables do not naturally aid each other, for they cannot coexist at the same time. Not having attained to the unity of a word, and not having, they become audible and they become inaudible. Hence it is that individuality lacks the nature of a word. On the other hand, the syllables, one by one, may be said to have the essence of a word as being filled with the power to furnish expressions for everything through their association with other syllables, which also cooperate. And so they seem to pass into a multiplicity of forms. A preceding is mentally determined by the following, and the following by the preceding, to become a distinct and separate word. Thus a group of syllables follows in a sequence and is assigned by conventional usage to an intended object. Hence, though competent to indicate a great number of things, a certain number of these, whatever that number may be, makes object clear. For example, go indicate thing, the thing, with its dewlap and other specific features. Hence, the unity which the mental process makes known out of these, determined as these are by conventional usage, by a single intended object, and seized and bound together into a fixed sequence of sounds, is the word. This unity, a word, is in every case the object of a single mental process, and requires a single effort. It is a thing not having parts, and not having a sequence. It does not consist of syllables. It is a thing of the mind, and is brought into its function by means of the presented idea of the final syllable sound. If a man wish to convey information to another, he must express himself by these same syllable sounds to which the others must listen. This use of speech, to which no beginning, permeates the thinking substance of the ordinary man with subconscious impressions. Thus, as a result of common understanding, it is thought to be something real in itself. It is owing to our knowing what this means in accordance with conventional usage that we attempt to divide it. Thus we say that the seizing in turn and binding together of this or that number of syllables, in some such kind, is a word expressive of a single intended object. But conventional usage is essentially by the memory. It is a kind of erroneous identification of the word and the thing signified, so that there is a confusion of the word with the intended object, and of the intended object with the word. Here we see how conventional usage is a kind of erroneous identification of each with the other based upon memory. Thus it is that these, the word cow and the intended object cow and the presented idea cow, get confused, because erroneously identified with one another. But he who recognizes these three as quite distinct is the knower of all. Furthermore, every word has the power to express a sentence. Thus, when we utter the word tree, we imply that it exists, for no intended object of a word can lack existence. Similarly, no action expressed is possible without the means of attaining. And so when we utter the word cooks, certain relations which are later expressly mentioned are supplied to specify the meaning. Thus we mention the man, cha 있더라, as the agent, rice as the object, and fire as the means of the action. We observe also that words are so constructed as to give the meaning of the sentence. Thus a reader is one who recites Vedas. Thus if we say lives, we mean he keeps the breath of life. In this sentence, there is a manifestation of the meaning of words, but to determine whether a particular word denotes an action or some relation, and analyze its information by making decisions. Without such, many a word such as pavati or ashivahu or ajapayahu will remain ambiguous because as regards its outer form, it might be analyzed either as a noun or as a verb. There is a distinction between these words and intended objects and presented ideas. To illustrate this, the palace whitens, here the action is meant. The white palace, here a relation is meant. The word is in essence both an action and a relation, and the termination conveys these meanings of them. But why is this so? Because this is identified with that, so that in conventional usage, the presented idea one and the same. But the white intended object is that which becomes the thing upon which the word and the presented idea depend. For this, by reason of its own intensities, passes through evolved forms and does not correspond to the word nor to the mental process. Similarly, the word and similarly the presented idea do not correspond the one with the other. The word in one way, the intended object in another way, and the presented idea in another way. Thus there is a distinction. And so it happens that by constraint upon this distinction, a yogin attains knowledge of the cries of all creatures. Okay, maybe one more and then call it a day. Samsakara kusho te karana te pul baja ti chinya namu Devaye karevami samsakara smriti klesha hetabo pasana rupa vipaka hetabo taima rupa te pulva pava pisamsakrita parinama chashito nirota shakati jivana taima pada paridrishito shichitita taima. Alright, do I wanna do 18 today? And let's try it. I'm gonna just finish this page and I'll decide if I want to continue and finish 18. This is 18. Or just do it tomorrow. Parino machashito nirota shakati. Parino machashito nirota shakati jivana taima bada pari drishito shichitita taima. Parino machashito nirota shakati jivana taima bada pi taima bada pari. Parino machashito nirota shakati jivana taima bada pari. Parino machashito nirota. Parino machashito nirota shak. Parino machashito nirota shakati jivana taima. Parino machashito nirota. Parino machashito nirota shakati jivana taima pada pari drishito shichitita taima. Parino machashito nirota shakati jivana taima pada pari. Parino machashito nirota shakati jivana taima pada pari. Parino machashito nirota shakati jivana taima pada pari drishito shichitita taima. You know what? I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, so we did 17, so it's 15, 16, and so not bad. It's 17 was really long. Let me check the progress here. So we're almost like half. Yeah. Okay. Namaste.